and welcome to video 302. Right, this session, guys, not sure if I'm brave or stupid or God knows what at the moment, because as I say, I've got two people with me. First person is my good friend MAFF T UK.
How do, Governor? How are you doing?
And the second guy that's with us is Bert. That's Storm Bert.
How you doing, mate? Okay?
Yeah, well, not quite blown away yet, but well, I've been blown away by the company.
What a gent.
But yeah, so anyway, guys, we are on Bluebell Lakes. I had to think about that then. So I've had to travel north, Matt's had to travel south, and when I got here, bumped into the old main bailiff, Trevor, and he said Mallard's the one to be on at the moment. That's fishing well. So here we are, on Kingfisher Lake.
Yep, we totally ignored the advice. Totally ignored it.
Yeah, totally ignored the advice of the lake is fishing well. And yeah, we come around, I mean, Kingfisher, it's one of the top lakes in the country, guys. There's a lot of big fish in here. It's the lake everyone aims for. And we've got here, like, you had an empty swim straight away. I had to wait a couple of hours for a swim. And we've got two really good swims.
Yeah.
So I'm in a swim that's known as LPJ. Maff is to my right in a swim called Piz Peg. Don't know why. Right. I don't even know why it's called LPJ, to be fair.
No, I don't know. No.
But yes, but we've got two kind of very nice swims. We've got good water in front of us. We can fish up to like 18 and a half rats. So, but yeah, we do also have 55-mile-an-hour winds blowing at the moment. The rain is all right at the moment, but it's due to be absolutely lashing it down by later on.
So it's time to get the rods out.
Yeah, you might be able to see the rods down here, guys. They're not fishing at the moment, they're just on the bottom. Well, one's on the floor actually. Anyway, that's enough intro.
Right, I'm going to go
right, go get
out over there. See you later.
Au revoir. Oh yeah, let's go fishing. Right guys, hope you can hear me all right over the noise of Storm Bert. I think I've got my camera hidden enough under the bivvy to be able to do a little bit of filming. But right, as we are fishing in Storm Bert, not going to mess around too much today. Just going to chuck out singles today and probably not even any bait. The guy who was in this swim just packing up as I moved into it, a guy called Keith. Thanks to Keith for a bit of advice that he gave me. If you're watching, he did say don't put in a lot of bait. He said a lot of bait, anyone who's putting in a lot of bait isn't doing himself any favours. So not saying I won't put out a lot of bait at some point in the session, I'm just saying I'm not going to put out a lot of bait straight away just to feel my way into the session. So literally just getting 3 Ronnie rigs ready. The 12mm nut 365 bait on each one, and they're going to get chucked out as they are. No PVA stick, no stringer, no nothing, just fisherman singles. I mean, don't really need to show you a Ronnie rig, guys. Everyone has seen a Ronnie rig now to death, but so yeah, literally just 3 Ronnies. What I am going to do though, in these swims we can fish to 18 3/4 wraps or 75 yards if that's how you measure it. But I think what I'm going to do, just to keep the wrapping easy, I think what I'll do is I'll clip up to 18 wraps. But it should be an easy cast with this wind, because you probably just drop the lead off the end of your rod and the wind will probably take 18 wraps. Yeah, when me and MAFF arranged this session a couple of weeks ago, obviously we didn't know this storm was gonna hit. It started last night, and it's in all day today. I think most of tomorrow, and then if it eases off on Tuesday, it's Sunday today. So, but yeah. So first cast, like I said, just going to be singles. So almost ready to go fishing. The rods are set up, just need to get them wrapped up at the 18 wrap mark. Rigs are ready to go now, so yeah, we are virtually ready to start fishing. Good morning, guys, and I think Bert has actually cleared off now. The wind has, say, more or less died off. We've still got some wind, but the rain has definitely gone. I was on the phone to my missus last night, and she was saying where I live down in Carterton, the estate is practically an island. All the roads were flooded, cars were stuck in flood water and abandoned. Just looking on Facebook last night, and the places that are flooded after Storm Bert hit yesterday, just absolutely mental. But anyway, today's another day. Bert has cleared off. I think we've actually got some blue skies this morning at the moment. It's all looking rather lovely, apart from it being absolutely bloody freezing cold. I've had to layer up this morning. I've put my over trousers on to keep the wind out, or the cold wind, what is blowing. MAFF has just made me a hot chocolate and I believe I'm going to get a bacon and egg bap in a minute as well, so that'd be nice. Save me doing my breakfast. But yeah, today's a new day, guys. Can actually get the camera out a bit more, because just could not get the camera out yesterday. It was just, the weather was just too mental. But me and MAFF had this session planned for a couple of weeks, so you know, we couldn't not come. So yeah, certainly if it was anywhere I was going on my own, I'd certainly have knocked it on the head, that's for sure. But yeah, so today's a new day. Probably try some different tactics on the old fishing front today. Whether I change rigs or not, I don't know, but definitely put a little bit of bait out today. I'm thinking I might try a zig on one rod as well. But yeah, that'll all be later on. It's only just gone 8 o'clock, so it's still early yet. Right, I'm gonna go and sit with MAFF for a bit, go and have me Bailey's hot chocolate. I'll catch up with you later, guys. Right then, guys, just had a lovely bacon and egg bap cooked by MAFF. But yeah, latest update is that we possibly may have our session cut short. For those of you that don't know the geography of the place, we've literally got the River Nene right behind us, and obviously with Storm Bert, a lot of rainwater has gone into the system overnight in the last in the last 24 hours. And Trev, the head bailiff, has just come round to us and said there's a risk of the complex flooding again. So possibly we might have our session cut short. They said they're monitoring it, they're going to keep an eye on it, but they said if the river comes up any more, they're going to have to ask everyone to leave the complex. Just an unfortunate downside of having the River Nene right behind us. Part of the Nene also, it forks off and goes right through the middle of the complex as well. And when they had the floods here a couple of months ago, it was pouring out of that part of the river and it filled up all the lakes here. Well, flooded the place. But you couldn't fish here at all. And he's just been around and said there's a risk of that happening again. So he said they're going to keep an eye on it, and if it does start coming out the river and going into the lakes again, then he'll be around again and asking us to leave. Yeah. So it is what it is. We can't do anything about it if that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just have to deal with it and come up with a plan B if that does happen.
I'm sure we can find somewhere heading towards your neck of the woods.
Or even your neck of the woods.
Don't go north. do not go north.
It's grim up north. but yeah, so that's the situation at the moment, guys. We might have to pack up and leave. So
that's a real shame, that, isn't it? It's a real shame, because now you're in two minds what to do.
Yeah.
Whether you're just going to put another single out, whether you're going to do your baiting plan. You don't know what to do now, do you?
I'm thinking there's no point touching the rods yet,
no.
Just in case.
I'm in the same ilk. I do not want to start messing and setting my positions out and getting them the way I want them, if halfway through he's going to come around and say, yeah, that's it, fellas.
Yeah, gonna have to go.
Which it is what it is, but do I want to invest time and effort into setting up my positions only to be told in 2 hours? Well, he did say in a couple hours, didn't he?
Yeah.
So we can leave that for a couple hours.
What's
now.
the time now? Well, it's 10:10 now. He told us about 10 minutes. So what? Leave it to midday. See what happens. See if he's come round by midday.
If he hasn't come round by midday, we'll go for it, I think.
Yeah.
And then we can check. I know we've been going back to the river behind us and checking on the how much has risen, and I can probably see about 6 inch.
Yeah.
I can
said he
probably see about 6 inch.
Yeah, just said it'd come up by 3 foot. I'm not sure if it's come up 3 foot because we've been watching it all night, haven't we?
We're very conscious of it.
Yeah, yeah. You have to be conscious of it because it's literally 40 yards behind us.
Yeah.
But
and we've been keeping the eyes on the levels of this lake, and it's probably risen with the rain yesterday, which you would expect.
Yeah.
Probably an inch, maybe it's risen an inch, the level of this lake, so not massively. Because my right hand eyelet was not in the water yesterday. It was just off the top of it, but now it's just kissing the bottom of the eyelet. So yeah, it has come up a bit, but not a lot.
So basically, watch this space to see whether we're still going to be here in a couple of hours or pack it up.
Or we end up swindon fishing somewhere.
Yeah,
because it makes no difference to me. I'm already down south. I'd rather go along the bottom of the country and go up the M5.
Next update from linear fisheries.
Yeah. Oh yeah, how far is that away?
What, from here?
Yeah.
About 2 hours.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That way or back to your way?
Back south. Yeah, linear fisheries is about 15 minutes from my doorstep.
Is it?
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to linear then, doesn't it? I don't mind. I've only fished it once before.
But yeah, so yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update, just let you know what's going on. And so basically, until we know what's going on, I'm not going to touch the rods. I mean, there's no point piling in a load of, well, not piling the bait, but starting a baiting campaign just for it to be wasted.
Baiting campaign. I like that. Baiting campaign. I'm going to use that.
Right. When we know what's happening, guys, we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
And you know.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, we're double bubbling at the moment.
Right then, guys, so we are now at 1 o'clock, so it's now been 3 hours since Trev come round and told us that we might have to pack up. He said it'd be a couple of hours when he drove round to reassess the situation, and we haven't seen him, so we're kind of at that limbo stage now where what do we do, because we're fast approaching the time where if we don't know if we're packing up kind of very soon, it's going to be too late to pack up, drive somewhere else and start a session somewhere else that's even, well, I mean, we mentioned Norton Disney, didn't we? Well, you did. Norton Disney's only an hour away from here, but we're kind of getting to that limbo time now where if we don't know now, or at the very latest 2 o'clock, an hour from now, if we have got to go, it's going to be too late to go anywhere else, and that's it, session over, home we go, innit?
Yeah, afraid so.
So we kind of need to know at the very most within the next hour if we can stay or if we got to go. Sounds like a Clash song, that. Should I stay or should I go now? But if we can stay, we need to redo the rod soon. If we got to go, need to bring the rods in soon. So, I mean, we're hoping we can stay, and if we can stay, great, because the people who were fishing on Kingy have all finished their session. They haven't been told to go, they've finished their sessions and they've gone. There's only me and MAFF here now. So that'd be great, wouldn't it? Having the Kingfisher Lake at Bluebell to yourself. Well, that don't happen.
No, that's unheard of.
Is that a blue tit?
No, that was a great tit.
Oh.
I'd much rather have a great tit than a blue tit.
But yeah, it's well, I'm gonna wait till 2 o'clock, guys. If we haven't had any news from Trev that we have to be off by 2 o'clock, I'm gonna get the rods in and redo the rods in the hope that we can that we're staying. So that's my plan. You was on about redoing your rods now at 1 o'clock, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to get the bait boat out now, and I'm going to set that up and get it all prepped, ready to go. Get the batteries in it, and then take it from there, really. Because come around about 2 o'clock, like you say, we can then should have a better understanding of whether we're staying or going, because he should have come and told us at least.
Yeah, well, like I said, because we got the river literally 40 yards behind us, we've been going up to the river and checking ourselves, haven't we? And it isn't coming up anymore, so
no,
it seems to have stabilised at the level where it.
In fact, I went over to the metal structure where there appears to be an inch tide mark on the metal structure itself. So to me, it looks like it's actually dropped slightly.
I've got one of them in my bath.
What's that? Tide mark.
Tide.
You filthy git.
But yeah, we've been watching the river ourselves, and in the last few hours since Trev said to us, it definitely hasn't come up anymore, because you've picked a particular bit of nettle on the water's edge, haven't you, to use as a guide, and it hasn't moved from that in the last few hours. So, but whether the river's moved or not, if Trev comes around in an hour or two and says we've got to be off,
Off we're
We've
going.
got to go. We can't argue about it. We've got to go. So, right. So my next update will either be I'm redoing the rods or we're off. Right guys, we are approaching 2 o'clock, which is the time which I said would be my cut-off time to either, well, I think would be the sensible cut-off time, where if they were going to tell us to leave, they would have told us to leave by now. They haven't, so yeah, I'm going to redo my rods in you know, the idea that we are staying. So MAFF is redoing his rods now, so what I am thinking is chuck one out on the zig, fish one at long range with the bait boat, put a little bit of bait out, and then fish one rod in my near margin on my right hand side of my swim, just to my right of my rods, sort of a couple of rod lengths out. There's a sort of a tree, bush, whatever you want to call it, overhang with some of the branches just kind of touching the water, and it looks like a nice spot where the fish would cruise along if they was going up and down the margins. There's also a lily bed to my left hand side of my swim, so I'm thinking, you know, if the fish cruise the margins, it just looks a nice spot where, you know, they might stop and drop. So yeah, so one's going to be at close range, and yeah, we use the boat, even though it's only a couple of rod lengths out. I'm still going to use the boat because there's there's an overhanging branch above it, and it'd be a bit of a tricky underarm swing to kind of get under and on that edge. So we use the boat just for accuracy, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. Right, anyway, yeah, I think we're going to be alright now, guys, because yeah, if my thinking is if we had to leave, they would have told us by now. Right then guys, so just getting the first rod ready to go back out. Still got the Ronnie rig on there, but we've changed it to a seafood dumbbell wafter as a hook bait, because this is one I said I'm going to go in the margins by that bit of where the bush, tree, whatever is sort of just touching the water. Because it is close in, I'll put the seafood on there because it's a brown hook bait, just to make it a bit more inconspicuous to the bird life mainly. So what I did is, just off a camera, just to make sure there's no snags at that spot that you can't see, I just sent the bait boat out with the rig in it, with just the lead on, no rig. Drop the lead, and then basically used the rod as just like a marker. Just pulled it back, make sure it didn't snag up on anything, or, you know, just make sure there's nothing under the water that I can't see, and there isn't. Come back absolutely lovely. So like I said, rig's already in the boat. I'm just going to put a little bit of bait out, the mix of dumbbells and 15 mils. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a dozen boilies there, and then a little bit of pellet as well. So that's it. Not a lot. It's all brown and dark in colour, again, just to keep it inconspicuous from mainly the bird life, because it is enclosed. once that rod's back on the alarm, that's the first rod done, guys. Right guys, rod number 2 ready to go out. So this one still has the Ronnie rig on it. I've put another fresh Nut 365 pop-up on it, but we've baited up with the pellet again and the seafood boilies. The only reason why I haven't baited up with the matching hook bait is because I picked up a bucket that I thought had my Nut 365 boilies in, and it hasn't. It's got more pellet in it. So my bucket of Nut 365 is still in the van, so just because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered to go and get that one. Well, but not that it makes any difference to me, it's still a good bait. And what it does do is that when it drops down, the Nut 365 would just be like a little beacon above the smelly seafood, is how I look at it now. Wasn't meant to be like that, but that's what I'm going to go with. I'm not picking any particular distance for this rod, guys. I'm just going to send it out to a point where I think, yeah, that looks good. Could be 16 wraps, could be 17 wraps, could be 18 wraps, could be 20 wraps, I don't know. As long as it's out there. As I said earlier on, there's only me and MAFF on the lake now, so we've got the whole lake to ourselves, which is nice. There we go. No idea what range that is, but seems like a nice spot to me. Got a nice poplar tree in the distance as a marker. There we go, it's definitely dropping. There's more line coming off the reel. Right guys, and then third and final rod. I said I'd do a zig, and sure enough, this is a zig. So what have we got? We've got black foam, black zig liner, and as you can tell by I'm holding the lead, it's not very long, it's 2 foot long. Why a 2 foot zig? Why not? But when there's been a lot of underwater videos on YouTube lately, and when you see fish just cruising around minding their own business, not feeding, they're there, aren't they? They're just off the bottom, 2 foot off the bottom. Right, that's it then guys. What's the time now? 3 o'clock, so yeah, me and MAFF have both agreed if we was going to be told we had to leave, we think we would have been told by now, and we haven't been, so that's it. Fingers crossed. Firstly, we have a fish. Secondly, that they don't change their minds late at night and say we have to do the off. Morning guys, it's just gone 6:30 in the morning and I've just lost one. Kind of my own fault really. Oh, it's an absolute one toner as well, absolute one toner. But yeah, kind of my own fault really, it bumped off in a way. So yesterday morning when we got told we might have to leave because of the river coming up, what I'd done was my landing nets. I've got keep one either side of my rods, but where I'd had them in the water and they were wet, I thought, well, if we might have to leave, we're going to have to kind of dry them out if Trev comes back and says we have to leave. So I'd put them off to one side up against the tree, stood up to dry out, and I forgot to put them back down by my rods last night. So yeah, lifted up the rod from the one toner, wound down the clutch, felt the fish on. Fish was cutting off to the left, and I thought, oh yeah, landing net's up against the tree. So yeah, I kind of went over to the tree to my left to go and grab the landing net, dropped it down by my rod, and then yeah, obviously in the meantime I'd kind of let a bit of slack go on the rod, sort of not concentrating on the rod rather than getting the net, and yeah, that was enough for the fish to fall off. All because I forgot to put the landing net back down beside the rod. So gutted. Could be my one and only chance on a lake like this. Hi, good morning guys. Now it's proper morning. So yeah, still a little bit disappointed about that fish loss at 6:30 this morning, but in a way it's still a good sign, because that rig, I don't know if I said at the time, it was the left hand rod that was fishing the Ronnie rig over a bit of bait. So to me, that's, even though the fish dropped off, you know, my own fault, took the eye off the ball, and yeah, but anyway, so at least I know what that rod was doing is working. So Ronnie rig, 12mm pop up, little bit of bait, sort of handful of boilies, about a dozen boilies and a scoop of pellet. So we know that's worked. So I'll probably replicate that on at least one other rod. The rod that's fishing out close, I'll probably put that back out into open water later on. I might stick with the zig rig, because I have caught on zigs on here before. But yeah, and the other good bit of good news, MAFF has just not long been up the shops, but while he was at the toilets, he bumped into Jim, the lake owner, and got a bit of clarity on what's happening here at the complex. So the complex is shut, so but the people who are already here are allowed to stay. So that's why Trev the bailiff didn't come back and said we had to leave. So the people who are here can stay, but no one new is allowed on. But there's still that potential where they could go, the river's rising too much, you may have to leave. But we've been keeping our own eye on the river, and it's not really coming up much anymore. It seems to have levelled off nicely. But again, Jim said to MAFF, if you do feel like the river's unsafe or whatever, you know, just go if you feel unsafe. So that's cleared that up. So we know what we're doing now. So we know we can stay until tomorrow for when we're paid up to. And another bit of good news, because me and MAFF are the only two on the lake and we won't be disturbing any other anglers, he has now given us permission to use our drones to get some drone footage. So normally drones aren't allowed here, so but because we're the only two on the lake and not many on the complex at all, by the way, yeah, he's come back and said, yeah, we can get our drones up today for a bit of aerial footage of the lake. So, lovely jubbly. Right, anyway, I'm going to put some breakfast on, And yeah, some point later on we'll redo the rods. Like I say, we'll definitely be heading out to where I hooked the fish from, which is the tall poplar tree in the background. We'll probably send the middle rod out on the bottom in that same general direction as well, and then the zig will probably then be the right hand rod just out in open water. Might change it to an adjustable zig later on actually to explore the depths of water. Right, so that's the proper morning update. Now we're clear on what's happening, because we were all day yesterday we felt like we was in limbo, like we didn't know what was happening, but that's just put our mind at rest. So anyway, right, I'm going to crack on, have some breakfast, because look at that, shriveling up, guys. Just...
I don't think so, Chris.
Oh, what are you laughing at? And guys, so I'm having a bit of a change of tactic on the zig rod. Not a massive change of tactic, but a small change of tactic. So it's the rod that I'm fishing the zig rig on. So you'll recall up to now I was fishing it as a fixed zig, 2 foot deep. So wondered what that noise was. It was MAFF setting up one of his rods. So that's just come off, and we are now setting up a adjustable zig rig. So here we are. So there's the float, there's the lead, and then a 3 foot hook link with again still like the Fox one, the black zig liner. I don't know if that's focusing. There you go, black zig liner, black foam. If not used a adjustable zig before, guys, it works in the very same principle as a marker float setup, where the lead runs and then the float is fixed and comes up from the lead with obviously zig length above it. And on these Fox versions of the floating or the adjustable zig, what you gotta do, there's a little recess in the top of the float, and what you can do is roll up a little bit of PVA foam nugget, pop it in the top of the float, and then you can hook in your zig, and then what that does is then stop any tangles on the cast, or helps stop any tangles. Probably not 100% foolproof, but right, let's get this out in the lake and try some zigs at at a different depth. Right guys, so you notice on my pod I'm down to 1 rod. That's because I wound in the right hand rod that I was fishing to that margin. I wouldn't expect a margin rod to probably go in the daytime as much as maybe the night time. My thinking is, you know, when you're clattering about and walking up and down the bank, you're probably going to spook the fish off from the margin. So what I'm going to do is put the zig on the right hand rod, and then when I redo the middle rod, put that back on the bottom, on a Ronnie rig, but back on a pop-up. I'm going to put that more towards where we had that run from this morning. So it all makes sense to me. If it makes sense to you, I don't know. But
Makes sense to me, Chris.
well, it makes sense to MAFF, so I must be talking some sort of sense. Either that or MAFF just understands my gobbledygook. go. I've got no idea what that range is. I would estimate maybe about 15 reps. So I've felt that hit the bottom now. Sink the line. So now the rod is on the alarm. I know effectively what I've got at the moment is a 3-foot zig fishing off of that float. So what I'm going to do then, oh, probably work better if I actually loosen the drag first. Right, so that's going to be about a foot from the reel, about where my finger is. So then what I'm going to do is pull off a foot of line. So now we've got a 4-foot zig off the bottom. Two foot off, so now we're fishing a 5-foot zig. Another foot, so now we're effectively fishing a 6-foot zig. Right. I'm going to leave it there at 6 foot for the moment because I know that's approximately mid-water because of MAFF's bait boat has got an echo sounder, so we know at that kind of, roughly at that kind of range, we've got about 14 foot of water. So yeah, we're just kind of mid-depth, maybe just under mid-depth, and then what I'll do maybe in an hour's time, if it's done nothing at that depth, I'll bring it up another foot. Wait for another hour to pass maybe, bring it up another foot. Simple as that with a adjustable float, adjustable zig, guys. Right, we'll pop the bobbin on now, put the line in the line clip on the rod. Now it's all set. Now we can put the line in the delkim, and that's all set now. Right, let's get this middle rod sorted, and then we're fully fishing again. There we go, guys. So Ronnie rig back with a pop-up rather than the wafter that was on it last night in the margins. And just for the day, we'll just cast it out into the general vicinity of where we had that run from last night. Just going to fish it as a single for the daytime, but then we'll redo the 2 rods that's fishing on the Ronnie rigs sort of about an hour before darkness, where I'll put more bait out again. we have got about an hour of daylight left, so now is the time to redo my rods that are fishing on the bottom, albeit via pop-ups. So this is going to be my middle rod, which is going to go just to the right somewhere of where I had that run from last night. So same rig, Ronnie rig, 12mm nuts 365 pop-up. We'll put in roughly the same amount of bait as last night, so that's half a handful, a dozen hook baits or so, but then sort of a even scoop of pellet. Not too much, just enough for the fish to have a bit of a rummage. Oh, you better put the lid on, because when MAFF was doing his rods earlier on, the swans were chasing his boat, trying to eat out the hopper. Hello MAFF T UK.
Hello. I'll just stand here at the way. Yeah.
Well, right there, right
I'll
up
just stand here at the way.
Right up the way. Again, guys, as with yesterday, I've not clipped up. I haven't got a marker or anything. I'm just sending it out to a spot which I think looks about right.
Far corner, far left hand corner. Bosh.
How was it?
Yeah.
Right, that looks good. That looks about my sort of range limit I'm meant to be fishing. Bombs away. And sure enough, line's peeling off, so we are bombs away.
He's good, isn't he?
Right guys, I'll do the left hand rod off camera just to aid keeping the blog a bit shorter, but the left hand rod will be going towards the tall poplar tree in the background, exactly where we had the run from last night. Oh, right then, that's it then guys, rods all set for the third and final night. Fingers crossed we can have another run. While I was here, I've just brought the zig up to another foot, so it's now currently sat at 8 foot off the bottom. So fingers crossed for the last night guys. If I don't get a run, hopefully MAFF will instead, so that one of us can put a fish into this blog. But yeah, now the rods are done, time to sit back, chill for the evening. Sun is literally just dropping behind a tree line horizon behind us, so it will be dark very shortly. I mean, so it's 20 to 4 now, so yeah, and we're already gonna lose the light soon. So hopefully I can have another run tonight guys, and just to make sure the net is here this time. So we can't have any mistakes like we had last night. Right, fingers crossed, hopefully the next update will be in the night rather than in the morning. Come on. Well, it's that time again, MAFF.
Yes, it is.
It is indeed.
Final evening.
No, I meant It's that time
Oh,
again.
it's that time
It's
again.
that time.
I'm quite happy for that time.
Oh, it's cider o'clock.
It is indeed. Cheers, buddy.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Well, whatever happens tonight, it's been a pleasure meeting up again.
Yeah, I've just said exactly the same, to be fair. It's always nice to bump into decent folk. Folk.
Was that Ray yesterday?
Yeah, Ray.
Yeah, right, yeah. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Not like us two idiots. I bet he's well disappointed now.
Yeah, yeah. Hello, Ray. You come down to see us yesterday. Unfortunately, you couldn't come back and say hello again today, mate, because they shut the complex to new people coming in. But hello, Ray. Thanks for popping down yesterday and saying hello.
Yeah, much appreciated.
We are thinking of you, mate.
Yeah. Go and have a brew from your cup.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
I was telling Ray, I've actually still got my cup, but I don't use it anymore because I sheared the handle off.
Yeah, most people did. There's one, I've got one left. And I daren't take it out of the box because I'll break it. And I was planning on getting some more, but this time it was going to be the unbreakable type mug type, you know, like this.
Oh,
like
right.
This. And I was just going to give them away, like I did last time, to deserving people.
Not the ones who break theirs.
No. People who look after them, like Ray.
Right.
And I don't mean Dave either. Dave broke his.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What a numpty.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, never fishing with him again.
See, I accept that you've broken yours, but I don't accept Dave. No.
No, I was gutted when what happened? I had my mugs down there on a table, under a table, and I'd knocked some off. Or whatever, I can't remember whatever it was, fell off. Just hit the handle and sheared the handle clean off me MAFF T mug.
That's a great excuse. What you didn't see was him doing that with it.
But yeah, lovely evening, isn't it? Last night, wind has completely died off, guys. The lake is absolutely flat calm.
The first night cooped up in that supposedly two-man bivvy. I mean, wow, that wasn't nice, was it?
Damn Bert.
Yeah, damn that Bert.
But we was out doing it.
Yeah.
Where probably a lot of people have gone, sod that.
I thought that on the drive down. What am I doing? Couldn't see further than 30 feet because of the rain. People driving past me, it must have been 80 mile an hour, 90 mile an hour, and I thought, the first puddle there hit, they're just going to aquaplane. Hello?
Right then, guys, this is the end of the blog. We're doing both outros at the same time, by the way, on both MAFF and...
Yeah, afraid so. We didn't have a lot of choice, really,
No.
because, as you can see, it's quite horrific.
Yeah, we're recording from the back of the van. We're already packed up. So, yeah, what was it? What time was it? 5 o'clock this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim, the site owner, come round and said, alright, I don't know if you can see the weather, but I don't know, is this still Storm Bert, but the back end of it, or?
I don't know, but that water's getting higher and higher as we speak.
Yeah, it is, but yeah, we got told to pack up sharpish when it was still dark this morning, so, is it all still going?
Oh, yeah, it's,
oh, right,
yeah.
So, yeah, we got told to pack up pretty sharpish, didn't we? So that's what we've had to do. So we've basically had to pack up in the dark. Everything is soaking wet. I mean, it's unbelievably how wet and dirty everything is, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it just drove straight into us.
Yeah.
Packing up in the rain, pouring rain, no matter what, your best efforts, you're not going to stay dry, no matter what you do.
Got a top tip for you. If you know the wind is going to do a 180 and it's going to start raining, put a wrap on your bivvy.
Yeah.
Because I left my bivvy open fronted and it was safe to say I was a tad wet this morning.
I did happen to mention it earlier on the video.
Yeah, I've got a lot of drying out to do when I get home, guys. My bed is it's just unbelievable.
You copped the full force of it, didn't you?
Yeah.
There you
but
go.
that's man fishing, isn't it?
Well, like I say, that's real man fishing now.
Yeah.
I don't need a wrap.
I don't need a wrap. Oh damn, my bed is soaking wet this morning. But anyway, so unfortunately, we've had to pack up early, so the blank has been forced upon us, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we would have caught if we could have carried on fishing
I
until then.
swear they were just coming in onto our positions.
They was. The wind, the fish were just moving in on the wind, weren't
Yeah,
they?
they were.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
But we could see them boshing out all over the place, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Right in front of us.
Oh, we knew he was going to get a run.
But
If you got to go, you got to go.
yes, unfortunately, it's not our fault with blank, guys.
No.
It's been forced upon us.
I totally 100% agree with that statement.
Oh dear me.
And that's what I'm sticking to.
Yeah.
Chris,
Right.
it has been an absolute pleasure.
It has
Cheers, buddy.
cold, wet hands.
Your hands are cold.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, it's been good to meet up. Unfortunately, the fishing wasn't. Yeah, we could have gone on mallard, couldn't we, when we got here and had easier fishing?
Yeah. I didn't want to do that.
But would the rewards have been high if we'd have caught? But yeah, unfortunately, Storm Bert was a bummer to start with, and if this is still Storm Bert, it's been a bummer to end with.
Yeah. Old Bertie Pants has kicked us right in the pants, hasn't he?
Yeah. Right, guys, thanks for watching,
Yeah.
and on MAFF blog as well.
Thank you very much.
Right, looking at my camera, I've got no idea where or when I'm going to be fishing next. Looking at MAFF's camera, do you know when you're fishing next?
No idea.
Right, so, see you whenever I'm fishing next.
See you later, Chris.
And goodbye, MAFF fans.
Bye.